You think he's Gandhi because you only ever see photos of him going around in a towel, much like I do. You know, but he was like a person with an ego, and not. I would argue that narcissism and egotism are a vital component for anyone who's going to change the world.
And that's a bit from Brand, The Second Coming, the documentary about British bad boy turned political activist Russell Brand, made by filmmaker Ondi Timoner, the two-time Sundance Grand Jury Prize winner for her films Dig and We Live in Public, and who joins us now to talk about her latest project. Ondi, welcome. So great to see you.
Good to see you, Tanya.
So in the beginning, you were handed a project that kind of had already had some filming done. What made you want to take it on at that point?
Well, Russell is quite can be very seductive in any way that he wants. And in this case, he was dead set on me making this film. I was not as inclined to make the film from what I saw of it because it was very piecemeal. Right. And it was just kind of him interviewing different people who were less interesting than he was. But I didn't even know that till I sat down with him. And he was so incredibly genius in the room. He's an autodidact, and he was so dissatisfied with where he was in life, and he was really seeking. And I thought, well, if I can actually look at fame through this lens, because he was somebody who had clawed his way out of what he called the penitentiary of anonymity, you know, thinking that he would be, if he became famous, all his problems would be solved, which I think is what we're sold a lot of the time.
Absolutely. You know? Well, that's what made the film so fascinating, because here was someone that came from very little and got what we're all made to believe is what everyone should want: money, fame, marriage to a pop star, everything. And yet he turned it all around and realized he did still want fame, but not this kind of fame.
Exactly. It was the looking at sort of putting a bigger thing ahead of your own personal agenda. If you look at Gandhi or Malcolm X or Che Guevara, the very people that he explores in the film and also in his comedy show, and tries to emulate in a way.
Yes.
He's looking for a certain immortality that current tabloid celebrity fame does not offer us.
Right.
You know?
But your film makes those connections so clearly, and I didn't know that much about his story until I saw your film. And it made so much sense seeing his trip to Africa and how that opened his eyes to some of the injustices in the world. And then coming back to LA and going to a fashion party with Katy Perry and just saying, what's going on? I understood his journey at that point.
Well, it's also something for, I mean, Russell, I have so much admiration for, because he's somebody who, you know, has the courage to say, I'm a white millionaire and I feel uncomfortable here, to people in a hut in Kenya.
Right.
You know what I mean? He can look at his own part of things. He says, I'm responsible for this. We're all part of this. I'm part of this system that is distracting you from the real problems of the world. And you know what? I'm going to now redirect that spotlight towards all of these people, single moms who are losing their houses, you know, the environment, whatever it is. But he's not just retreating back into a gated Hollywood home.
Right.
While he's doing that. He literally, while I was filming, Tanya, he left LA and moved to England to overthrow the government.
Incredible.
Like, I didn't know. He went out on a comedy tour. That was the plan. I was editing, and next thing I know,
he's overthrowing the government.
Launching The Truths,
Right.
an internet show. He's taking on Fox News.
What was the process of being so close to Russell for so long like, and were there lots of surprises?
Oh, I mean, the whole thing was a surprise. It was really so very different. From the moment I met him, everything changed from what I had seen before, and we really shot a whole new movie. But I thought we were going to shoot one movie, and then it turned into something else, which I love personally.
I think it's fantastic. But
that it unfolded. But
it unfolded
every day is the plan is, you know, you have an itinerary, what we're going to shoot, we're going to meet these various people. Right. And then things change, you know.
And how does he feel about it now? I mean, I heard that he was a little uncomfortable at the beginning. Has he come around?
He is aware that it's a good film. He wrote me personally that he knows that it's great and that I'm great. And but that he said it, you know, what happened was, Tanya, I said to him, listen, I'll take on this film, but it has to be about you. And
you get creative control.
And I had creative control. Those were the two core things that I required to take on the project, and he agreed to those. And he wrote me and he said, I suppose when we agreed that it would be about me, my inability to support it would be a foregone conclusion. Like, I didn't realize until now that I can't stand on a red carpet and wave and say, come look at me have an uncomfortable fight with my father, as if it's a piece of entertainment.
Right.
I don't know how to look at my own. He's used to being a comedy star. He doesn't know how to
not be funny.
And by the way, right, he doesn't, I think he really, you know, and bless him, we all feel this way. When we look in the mirror, we see something totally different than what other people see. I think he's hilarious on screen, on stage, and off stage, you know, and in his normal life. And when he's serious, he's incredibly powerful. And he, you know, so it's both a funny film and a really serious film. And I think he felt like, I need to be funny all the way through the film.
I think he's going to come around and make his peace with it, because it's a fantastic film and ultimately a real Valentine to him, I think.
It is, actually.
Yeah.
That's well put. I have a lot of love and admiration for him, and he for me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we're all good. It's just, it's tough for him because, as he said to me, his life was painful enough to live the first time around, you know. And the film charts drug addiction and sex addiction and a lot of the maladies that our society actually offers to us on a platter, and that's why it's a powerful film, and I hope that it'll do as much good in the world as he wishes to do.
Ondi
You know,
Timoner, thank you so much.
Thank
for
you,
that, and congratulations on your film.